my name is Sam. Thanks for checking out this video. If you get to the end and liked it, then subscribe, bell notification, give the video a thumbs up. I'm not totally back to normal, as you might have been able to tell from my uploads. It's just a weird time in the world for a variety of reasons, and so I'm just gonna stick right now to trying to get Tuesday videos done and catch up. So July, TBR. Also, if you heard chewing, I am sorry. I got my dog Watson a bone and didn't think before giving it to him and then being like, I'm gonna go record. Anyways, it's hard to believe, but July is basically upon us. And I think I wanted to not have as giant of a TBR planned for this month. Part of being, I'm doing a tiny bit of traveling for one of the days to go get a LASIK eye consultation. I don't know what that's gonna do to my eyes and all that stuff. And honestly, just like the way the world is right now, it's shit. Sometimes I feel like reading, other times I don't. So I went through, and these are the books that we're going to try and get through in July. So first off, I want to immediately pick up my copy of True Life by J. Kristoff. This is the wrap-up to the Lifelike trilogy, and I just read Deviate the other month, so I am freaking ready. I am just so ready for that book. And I just know it's supposed to be a wrap-up, and I don't know that I could really say anything, or do I really want to? J. Kristoff books are like, you can't really explain the summary without kind of spoiling it. You know what I mean? I am also going to pick up Awake of Vultures by Lula Bowen. This is a book that I have read in the past, but I did not retain a single thing of it. My brain was all over the place when I was reading it, so it's time for a reread to see how I really feel, if I want to just unhaul it or want to continue with the trilogy. I believe it's a trilogy. I know the other two books are out, so hopefully I like it. I am in I am in spot number 1 on hold for Take a Hint, Danny Brown, the sequel to Get a Life, Chloe Brown. So as soon as that pitch comes in, I'm gonna read it. I'm so excited about that. I was hoping my store was gonna have it like ordered in and I could just buy it in store, but they don't. So I'm gonna have to either wait till when I go to Edmonton to get my LASIK consultation to go to a bookstore that actually has it in stock, because ours sucks shit, or, you know, order online, which I really don't love doing. So I am also going to be picking up I'll Be the One by Lee. Lila Lee, right? I'm curious about this. All I just know is there's this girl who is in K-pop, and she is plus size, which, if you know anything about Korea, let alone K-pop, I mean, even people who don't know about K-pop know about, like, all the bad crap of it, that, like, in general, though, in Korea, like, there's this really insanely high standard of beauty for women, and, like, girls, like, there's things called, like, I've heard it's, like, the sweet potato diet, where you just eat sweet potato, like, you have 1 sweet potato a day, and water. That's your meal in order to keep, like, this thing, which I don't even understand how your body functions, especially when you're doing choreography nonstop. Like, that takes oh god, that would be horrible. So I'm really curious to see how this is handled and tackled, and kind of how I like it, because I love K-pop as a genre, and I've been getting into K-dramas a whole lot more recently, so I'm wondering if it'll translate into the book world or not. I am also in spot numero 1 for Goddess in the Machine, so whenever that gets released, I will get it right away, a notification on my phone that it's available. I'm really excited about this, but in all honesty, it's been so long since I read the summary of that book and placed the hold that I don't remember anything of it. I just remember the cover. I was excited before, and then the cover got released, and I was like, oh my god, that is hella pretty, and that could be so cool if they printed out metallic-y textures, but Lord knows publishers in North America, it's just going to be printed plain matte with like a black under dust jacket and call it a day. So I'm so excited to read that. So excited. Another one that I pre-ordered for my libraries and immediately went and made sure to place a hold on it was Sex and Vanity by Kevin Kwan. It's his new series since Crazy Rich Asians. It's been quite a while since he finished the Crazy Rich Asians series. I know he's been working on like screenwriting and like developing like in the entertainment world, so I'm really curious to see how this is gonna go comparatively. It looks like it's gonna appeal to, I think, the same audiences, so I'm excited. I don't have my own copy pre-ordered because my friend, beautiful, wonderful friend Mel, who lives in the UK, pre-ordered me a signed copy of the UK one. So, like, because Canada is shit, Indigo is shit, we don't ever get any of that sort of stuff. So I will wait for my physical copy for whenever she can ship it, but I'm so excited. Again, as soon as that library holds come in, that's probably one I'm starting as soon as I get my copy. The Year of the Witching, another one. I have my copy actually pre-ordered though through Indigo, and I am numero 1 in line for The Year of the Witching. I am so freaking excited about this. The witches are really coming back, and this is just, the cover alone looks really creepy and eerie and like, and I feel like I haven't read a ton of books that are witches that are adult. I always seem to stick to YA for that, so I am excited as heck. I don't think I've heard of anyone even getting an ARC, let alone reading it, so I am curious to see. You know, there seems to be a ton of hype around this, even though I haven't seen a ton of reviewers. Maybe I'm just like totally blind to it, but I'm curious because it's debut work. I believe it's an author of color as well, so it's awesome that everyone's excited for it, so I'm so excited to read it. The Angel of Crows. I have like almost bought this book like 500 times already, and I haven't decided to buy it yet. I'm still not totally sure what to do. It sounds hella cool. The reviews seem to be like love it or hate it, but this is an author I've never read before. It's an adult book in Canada, so it's on the pricier end of everything. So I'm nervous, but I'm really, really, really excited to pick that up. It sounds like something I would enjoy. It's just gonna, I think, depend on how much romance is in it and the author's writing style. But it sounds very like murder mystery horror-esque set in this weird world. So I'm nervous about this one, but again, I think I'm on hold for this, I think, through the library, so I'll read it through the library and decide if it's worth the cost of it. Or maybe I'll be impulse buying it in Edmonton, Lord knows. I'm going to be picking up Seasons of the Storm this month by El Cosimano. This doesn't have a ton of really good ratings, but it just sounds so freaking cool. I know I freaked out when I got the arc of it, but like, each season kills itself, but then one of the seasons, like, in order to move on into the next season, but then the 2 seasons fall in love. And, like, that sounds like some, like, star-crossed romance as someone's gonna die shit. So, I am so freaking, honestly, and the cover is so pretty, and, like, the inside detailing is really pretty. I also just really want it to be good so that I have a reason to justify buying a finished copy of it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Immortality comes at a steep price, the fantasy perfect for fans of Maggie Stiefvater and Laini Taylor. It's another reason that, like, I have read Laini Taylor. Her stuff, she has amazing writing. I would never join a cult for either of their stuff. I didn't really enjoy The Raven Boys. I don't understand what I'm missing about that book. But I understand, like, the hype around Laini Taylor. Her writing is just so beautiful, and if it connects to you, it connects to you. So, I'm excited for that kind of praise, but nervous that it's got that kind of, like, those two people who are known to be like iconic writers in the YA realm, but then like it doesn't have a ton of good ratings, so I'm confused. I am finally picking up Rage by Corker Mac. This is the sequel to Roar, and the third book, Rain, is supposed to be coming out, I think, later on this year, unless they've delayed it again. Lord knows anymore. I was super excited about this book when it's supposed to come out, and then got delayed, like, off and on. I don't know how many times anymore. So I just kind of, like, was like, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it. And I finally found it on Book Outlet, and honestly, the majority of it is still in my brain. I'm kind of surprised how much of it has like just sat in my brain, been like, this is what happens in Roar. So I don't think that I think it's been like almost 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years since I read Roar. I think this will, I don't think I need to reread Roar in order for this to make sense. So I've left a little bit of space in my TBR. If I get into this and realize, yeah, no, you were lying to yourself, you don't remember anything, then I can slip Roar in, and then pick up Rage. But I'm super excited. I'm also still not over the fact that I never thought of the name Roar being a nickname for someone named Aurora. Now I'm like, if I ever have a child, which I don't think I will, I would kind of want to name her Aurora and then just call her Roar. In the same way I would want to name a kid Ember, because I'm like, actually, that's a really pretty name, and you can be a dragon all the time for like Halloween and stuff. I am so freaking excited. I am so making sure I get to my Calamity Jane this month. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take to ship because I saw a few times that it was like not in store and sold out all over the place, but it shipped. I'm so excited. So I did get it at a reasonable time. It is the third book in the My Lady Jane series, or Lady Janie's, isn't it? Yeah. I think they're done with this, and they have a new spin-off series, these 3 authors taking on, I believe it's Mary's. So I'm just going to follow everything they write because, oh my god, My Lady Jane is like easily one of the best books I've read in a really long time. It's incredibly funny. And I don't think the second one was quite as like connected with me just because we've established this before. I don't get the whole thing about Jane Austen. Sorry. And then this one though, like the Western and everything, this sounds like elements that I'm really kind of vibing towards right now too. So I'm hoping I love this, but honestly I love the series covers that they have a person on them, but just the doodling, for some reason that connection, like that really appeals to me. I'm also going to be picking up Roshni Chonsky's Audible exclusive original audiobook, Once More Upon a Dream, I think it is. It was released, I think last month, and as an Audible member, you get 2 free Audible originals, and they had it as one of the options, and I was like, awesome, so I grabbed it. I think it's pretty short. I think the audiobook's only like 3.5 hours, so I'm excited to read that. I always freaking love her writing, and I love her characters, especially the female ones, so I'm really excited to see what she does with the kind of fairy tale-esque-ness. Maybe it'll just be fun, regular stuff, but she always seems to, like, just do weird things. Not in a bad way. Just kind of go outside of the realm while sitting in a comfort zone that people like know and love, like a retelling, but then just kind of slips in other stuff. I am going to be doing a reread of The Naming by Alison Krogon, and then I'm going to be doing a read of The Riddle. So I originally read The Naming, I think about 2 years ago now, and it's not giant, it's bigger, but it is a high fantasy for sure, at least in my brain, and the author puts so much work into the history of this world and the background story and the world building that I was like, okay, I don't think my brain had the capacity at that time, as well as I don't think I remembered most of it. I remember the characters, I remember the big twist ending. So I have waited until I've collected all of the books. So Riddle is 2, and then I have 3. 3 is The Crow, 4 is The Singing, and then there's like a spin-off of one of the characters called the Bone Queen, I think it is. So I'm going to try and get through these 2 this month, and then the next month get through the rest of them. If I can squeeze in book 3 this month, I will, but I'm not going to put a ton of pressure on myself. And of course, because it's YA fantasy, bound in slavery since she was a child, 16-year-old Marita has abandoned all hope of freedom until she is discovered by Cadvan, one of the great bards of Lyragon, as she begins to discover her powers as a bard and her heritage as a child of the school of Pelennor, and as Cadvan investigates omens of an ancient threat reestablishing itself, Marad and her enigmatic new teacher take their first steps on a treacherous, uncertain journey against the dark. And for some reason, when I was reading this, it kept reminding me of the Graceling. I'm not totally sure why, because I don't think the character had a ton in common with that. Also, by the way, did you guys see we're getting a fourth Graceling book? Oh, I'm so excited about that. Okay, I've been unsure of what to do with this book basically since I got it, and I was finally like, just screw it, read it. So I'm gonna give this a go. It sounded really weird, but it seems the reviewers that I do follow and I seem to have a lot of the similar tastes with, all seem to really enjoy it. They were all on the lines of, yeah, it's a weird one, but it's good. Welcome to Rotherweird. The town of Rotherweird stands alone. There's no guidebook, despite the diverse or original architectural styles, cramming and narrowing streets. The avant-garde science and offbeat customs, cast adrift from the rest of England by Elizabeth I, their independence is subject to one disturbing condition. Nobody studies the town or its history. And of course, someone's gonna do that. So I'm excited because I honestly really love this cover. It was what attracted me to this series to begin with. And book 2 and 3 are out, so I would have a reason to buy it. I am going to be picking up Elysium Girls as well by Kate Pentecost. I picked this up, I think, in April when it came out. I had it pre-ordered through Indigo and it took forever and just wasn't shipping. And then finally got through Amazon when they had 2 left in stock. It's gorgeous in person. I remember when the book deal got announced and I was like, what in the holy, is this a thing? I want it. It's a long ass thing. I'll read the first little bit though. Elysium, Oklahoma is a town like no other, respectable, God-fearing, praying for an end to the drought and the dust storms until the day the dust soldiers arrive, until the people of Elysium learn it's all a lie. You see, there isn't only one God, but there are 2 sisters, life and death. And the sisters like to gamble against each other with things like time and space and human lives. Of course, why not? They're gods. Elysium is about to become the playboard of a ruthless game between the goddesses. The dust soldiers will return in 10 years' time, and if the people of Elysium have not proved themselves worthy, all will be slain. And enter a 17-year-old. Of course, it's always a 17-year-old. That always mind boggles me whenever people are trying to drag Greta Thunberg and they're you're just a little kid. And I'm like, bitch, if you've ever read YA, we're quite capable of complex things like saving the fucking world. I am also so excited to be picking up Things in Jars. To the bajillion of you who keep DMing me and Goodreads messaging me and Goodreads recommending it, I finally bought a copy, okay? I heard you. I got a copy finally. It's so pretty in person. It's like a royal blue. Victorian London comes to life in the spellbinding mystery as an intrepid female sleuth wades through a murky world of collectors and criminals to recover a remarkable child. Okay, we've established that Sam is trash for a variety of things, including females, sleuths, investigators, whatever you want to call them. and the Victorian era. So I've also been told by a few people that there's some funny parts in it. I think this is the book they were talking about. So I hope it's good. From everything I've seen in reviews, it's got a little bit of like fantasy whimsical elements to it, but it is very much more historical fiction leaning. I have taken far too long to pick up this, but I'm finally picking it up. We Unleash the Merciless Storm is the wrap-up to We Set the Dark on Fire. I literally reread We Set the Dark on Fire, like, I think a week before this came out, and I was like, so I'm ready! And then just didn't do it. So, I'm picking this up. All I know, and I didn't really want to know more, is that we're switching it up so we get Carmen style. Or POV. Which, like, with how everything ended in We Set the Dark on Fire, which is still in my brain, I still remember it quite vividly, I don't know how I feel about that. She's a very intriguing, unlikable character, I will give her that, and the series is actually really good the series is also actually, like, really good for debut work, so I'm curious / nervous / I actually don't know that I've really heard anyone's, like, for a final in a duology, like, anyone say anything about this book. So maybe I'm not the only one who was like, I got it! And just haven't gotten to it. So I'm hoping it's a solid wrap-up. I am also hoping to pick up The Storyteller by Tracy Chee. This is the wrap-up to I think it's called the Reader series. They've changed this series name a couple times. So I reread books 1 and 2 of the Reader series, I think a little while ago, so I feel like I'm okay going into this one without it. Tracy Chee just has the most beautiful writing anyways, so like I just really want to read it. And thank you to my friend Melanie, who I think she got it to me for was it Christmas or my birthday? Maybe it was my birthday. I think it was my birthday. I want to say my birthday. I think she got me this for my birthday in May. So, I very recently acquired it, and I want to read this so I can wrap up another trilogy. And I think the last book that I have on my planned TBR this month at least is A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan, which I'm infuriated with myself that it's taken me so freaking long. I bought this book and being like, yo, read book 1 ASAP as soon as it comes in from Book Outlet, because they have the rest of the series on there for now at least. Read it and decide if you like it. That was like a year and a half ago at least, if not more. And I really don't have any, like, defense, because I bought the audiobooks for my library, because we had, for some reason, part of the series, not all of them. So I went back and made sure we had all of them. We still have them, so I'm like, girl, so I finally requested the audiobook, and I finally have it. So, I'm probably reading this at the beginning of the month to make sure that I actually read it, because it's infuriating me that I haven't. I just know that there's dragons, and if you don't know, I am also a fan of Victorian England female sleuths and dragons. All the world, from Skirland to the farthest reaches of Eriga, knows Isabel Lady Tread to the world's preeminent dragon naturalist. She is a remarkable woman who brought the study of dragons out of the misty shadows of myth and misunderstanding into the clear light of modern science. But before she became the illustrious figure we all know today, there was a bookish young woman whose passions for learning, natural history, and yes, dragon defied the stifling conventions of her day. I'm also a big fan of women going against men, because fuck you and your sexism. So yeah, those are the books that I am planning on getting to this month. I will link the Goodreads page. I'll make a shelf on Goodreads and link the Goodreads shelf on below. I will also link all of my social media. If you follow me, I will follow you back. Stay safe. Black Lives Matter. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're reading. If you want to read any of these. If you have any recommendations for me, let me know. Yeah.